we're here in Dubai for match 22. Multan Sultans, the new boys, the 6th franchise to join the PSL, up against Karachi Kings here at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Bathed in glorious sunshine. Toss a little while ago. Coin came down in favour of Shoaib Malik, and Multan won a field first. This is the want of the captain. Karachi though, Bazid Khan alongside. Karachi only made the one change, Baz.
Lendl Simmons comes in at the top of the order, a good player of spin, so that'll just strengthen the batting. Good bowling unit, need a win here, Karachi.
Yeah, Lendl Simmons in. He'll relish the opportunity, he needs to make the most of it. And Multan, they have brought back Viljoen. He's come in. Hardest Viljoen, last man there out of the playing 11 on your screen. The rest is unchanged, apart from the South African coming into the side. Lots of all-rounders and specialist bowling lineup. Multan. Islamabad have jumped to the top of the table. 10 points. Multan, who've just had a couple of little hiccups of late. They're staggering there on second place of 9. And the Kings, they've dropped down to 4th now. Interesting. Quetta have leapt up to 3rd with 8 points. So look at it, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good start. And our friends in green at the bottom, keeping it clean, is the Lahore Calendars with just 2 points. Uh-oh. Damien Fleming, have you sorted this out?
Well, he's dropped 2 from 2 here, Alim Dar. I don't like him. I mean, I like him as a person. I don't like his catching technique. So the HBL drone ball drop just about, oh God, they've gone up for Alim's no chance. Oh, he's taken it. And the celebration, he's gone all Imran Tahir as well. Look at this, he's worked on his, oh geez, just in the fingers, just in the fingertips. Well done, Alim Dar. I'm sure he's going to have a great day umpiring today, Baz.
That's one for you, Flem. You wanted 100%. I think that's the percentage must have gone sky high, because it's gone so high. So you've got to give that 10-15% more.
Oh no, Danny, I'd rate that so highly. But Alim Dar and Asif Yaqub, they're the cool umpires for the match. It looks pretty cool at the moment. Asif, Alim Dar, Danny, I didn't back him, but guess what? He come up trumps.
He's come good. And Joe Denley needs to come good here. He needs some runs. Strike rate would like to climb a bit more, and so would his aggregate of runs for the Kings. Lendl Simmons, one of the flat track bullies out of the Caribbean. He has had a wonderful time there in the Caribbean, also in India with the Indian Premier League. Here he is in the Pakistan Super League, and he's getting an opportunity here in match 22. He's going to be up against Sohail Tanveer, who loves playing here in the UAE. Countdown. Yeah, enjoyed that this morning. A shave, that is. Let's go. So Sohail, he's going to come from the Emirates Road end of the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. We've got Kumar Sangakkara as the keeper, and Maqsood is in its slip. So all in readiness to get underway here. Here we go. First one. Oh, that looks solid, and he looks to be on the move. Simmons, want to see how he goes with his feet movement early on.
Well, he'll be tested against some high-quality fast bowlers as well. Tanveer is a very good... Oh, wow. What about that selfie stick? That's totally professional. Actually, it looks like a video selfie, Baz.
A match report. Better than what we get up to. But anyway, Lendl Simmons, he's at top of the order, journeyman T20 player now.
Reload.
Hasn't played a one-day game for West Indies 3 years, but regarded as one of the best at playing spin. And just the way the wicket is now in Dubai, is supporting spin is a bit slower, but he does hit the ball really well. It's on a new pitch, but it'll still be slow, I reckon.
Yeah, we have. But the other thing about it today, Baz, did the pitch report, had the good fortune of doing that with Toby Lumsden, and it is a fresh pitch, so it should be a little bit more moisture in it. And he said with his gadget out there, not quite as firm as the other two, given that it's new. So we'll see if it goes off the straight a little bit.
Do you understand what the gadget was all about, or no?
N-O spells no.
No, Toby, I think, has produced some really good pitches here in Dubai. All the skills have had a chance. The HBL drone cam there. Although you did interview him, you gave him a chance. I don't think he's stealing any media gigs quickly, Tobe.
That's harsh. He's Victorian as well, Damien Fleming. Come on. He's a Vic brother.
What are you trying to say about that?
You nasty. Yeah, but he did say it was checking the hardness, the gadget he had, and he said, look, he's very pleased, and given that the weather of late's been pretty good in this part of the world, it should be, we're in UAE, but fascinating how they're trying to control the moisture levels in a pitch when you're preparing it.
Yeah, it's his second stint here as well, Toby, isn't it? The HBL box. They're just warming up into it. Obviously, we had some big scenes there last night when Danny Morrison and Michael Slater got themselves into the HBL box and then later escorted out. They were dancing out of sync. That was the charge.
Thank God for that. The HBL box wasn't having fun there, but this man is under pressure a little. They lost the last game. Hoga Saf Pakistan for a cleaner and greener Pakistan. Multan Sultans happy. Australians, are they happy?
Well, there's a lot of them here, as Dean Jones has frequently said. But Moods looks in fine fettle. Bit of smile on, shades. And it's a bit of bounce.
Yeah, I believe Dino's doing a feasibility study on the amount of Australians involved here. So we'll wait for that report. And the owner's there enjoying his stuff. But Tanvir is a quality bowler, isn't he? And he's bowling a lot of balls into that avenue of apprehension. He's posing questions of Simmons, who's now faced 5 balls and hasn't scored. But it's almost 4-day type of length, isn't it? Just short to a good length, angling across. And he's got the field well set for that type of delivery.
Just the wide in terms of the Kings underway with their score. That's it, it'll just be the wide. One for none after 1. The left-handedness of Multan Sultans. It's going to be underway again. That is a ripper. It is Mohammad Irfan and Sohail Tanvir opening up here against the Kings.
Wow, that is the hallway of hesitation. First ball from Irfan. That's a great delivery. Look at Kumar Sangakkara. He rates it highly.
Been terrific with the new ball, that length that he hits and the extra bounce with the new ball.
We've seen a lot of leaving against the left-handers, particularly when sides have played against Multan. Understandably so, with that swing and uniqueness of Sahel Tanvir and his action. Then you get 7'2" of Mohamed Afan, and it is no easy challenge. That lovely searching end of a length he bowls. Fizzing with the new ball through to Sangers. Slippers in. Right there. Oh! Shazad nearly pulls off another screamer here.
The angle, the extra bounce from Irfan again with that new ball. He's been terrific. Short of a length. Just getting that ball to nip away this time. Denley turned around completely, leading edge, and Shazad, screamer, almost.
Yeah, I like Shazad in the field. He wants the ball to come to him. There's a little bit of jaunty Rhodes about the way that he dove for that one. Quality bowling though. Slip in place. Just feel like a wicket's just around the corner.
There's a run. I think Simmons will be happy with that. He's got off the mark finally.
Alimdar, 3 attempts at catching. First one, not too good. Flem wasn't happy at all. Second one, maybe a little higher. And yeah, third time, he was ready for it. And what a celebration. Loved it, yeah.
Oh, I'm loving this. Back live. There's the first boundary. Denley on the charge, hunting up.
Yeah, good sizing up there. You'd imagine you're already setting back on the back foot to Irfan. He doesn't bowl a lot of full deliveries and that extra bounce. And Denley, geez, he looked really balanced. See that back foot going back. The front leg didn't really move at all. And just a nice, more a punch, wasn't it, than a traditional cricket shot. Change in field, Danny. Now they're putting a man out there at square leg on the boundary, fine leg up.
Where does Afan counter that last one? Oh, and again, Denley. Fizzing. Is that Bellewen? Strong out there. Ends the over, 9 for none after 2. Couple of gems for the stats gurus at home. More of Sahel, and another little single to get Denley back on strike. Now, Joe Denley, which I'm amazed about this little stat. Yeah, he has defended 19% of the balls he's faced. It's the most of any opener in this year's PSL. I thought it would have been Shazad. I thought he was blocker.com. But he, I'm told, is 14%. Joe Denley, 19. Interesting.
But is he getting more high percentage of good balls, Joe Denley?
Yeah, we'll dig that one out for you. Are you listening, Hawkeye, down there? Get on with it. Youngsters. Little on the wide side. Oh, and signal wide from Alimdar. Much to the disgust of the bowler and the keeper.
Marginal, really marginal, the angle and the little bit of swing. Just, I thought maybe wasn't as wide as just the exaggerated movement suggest.
There's a big chunky, clunky inside edge. They're going to get 2 for it in the power play with the big gaps out wide.
Plenty of bottom hand there from Denley. Let's have a look at this borderline call. Aleem Dar's confidence is up after taking that catch, and that is not a wide. Also, I believe once a batsman decides to let it go, unless it's a real big wide, I don't think you call them.
The owners of any of the franchises are always a little nervous at the start of a match. Do not get in there. Been a little too straight too often in this tournament, Sahil.
All going so well with that angle across and the movement across. He tries to bring this one back into Joe Denley, and as soon as he does that, it's onto the pads. And just easy pickings, fine leg in the circle, so it'll run away. Don't change something that's working well.
Yeah, agree, Baz. I don't know if Tanvir's just got a little bit frustrated, but those angle balls just on off stump moving away have worked. He's got a lot of dot balls from them. He's built pressure. Just be another single. It's not a bad delivery at all.
Yeah, and there's 9 off this. Throw in the wide, get an extra delivery. Can the Kings make it count? Just asking there, Joe Denny, I think maybe another stick. Not happy with it. Just looking at the dressing room and tapping his blade. Yes, I know what you're thinking, Baz. I'll have that one as well. The collection. 18 from 2.4. Well, the first one was just a wide. So, yeah, they've upped the ante a little here. Courtesy of Denley with a couple of boundaries. But this is Simmons looking to be proactive.
What a difference a day makes, Danny. Yesterday, Shoaib Malik won the toss and elected to bat first. They ran into Shaheen Shah Afridi. And today he wins the toss. Similar sort of conditions, and he's chosen to bowl first. So maybe there's a chance for Pepsi catch a crore, but these early exchanges, Multan have been good.
What happens if the actual shark takes the catch in its mouth? Oh, what's that? Danny, look at that hairline. It's a Buffont.
I don't recognise that chap. Who is he? Runs again. Just a single to Simmons, who's going to keep the strike. It's 19 without loss now. Temperature on the mercury is rising all the time as we're getting later into March now, almost mid-March. 10th today, and Michael Slater told us it was a 31 Celsius out in the middle. And it's going to cool off as, of course, the sun goes down, but Simmons, he doesn't want to.
That's a difficulty with facing Mohammad Irfan. The bounce, the extra bounce, even though it's pretty full. Look at where Sangakkara takes it. Tries to give it some Humpty over cover, but it's just the bounce that does him.
Oh, and through the legs. Sahale. Only get one for the misfield. That's back to Joe Denley, who's sitting back in the box, and understandably so, against the 7'2" figure of Muhammad Afan. He's struck some wonderful lusty blows as Joe Denley smoked Afan at this very venue for 104 metres. Oh, hello, that's off a semi-front foot. And pinch another single.
A good shot. It's also didn't need to throw the ball, but it's good practice if the run out's on, that you know that you can hit the stumps. But Denley, he's moving okay, 15 off 9. It's time for Lendl to get going. He's 4 off 12.
And he heard you, Damien Fleming, but he's hit it straight up in the air, and cover has taken it in the end. Steepler. Is it Viljoen? Good catch, and went a long, long way up. And the first one down here in match 22.
It was coming. Simmons a little frustrated, a little bit of a cutter, and he's just sliced it up so high. It's gone so high, you have to wait for eternity, and just clung on. But that's good enough. Simmons didn't have a happy outing. Gone for 4, 21 for 1.
Yeah, the family's in. I've given them tickets for today's game.
Danny, he's got to stop doing these posters, mate. We did 3 of them yesterday, and it's starting badly. We're only 3 overs in, and it's double. There was one of them an over ago. There's 2. We're going to have 100 by the end of the night.
Baz, could you go down and take the family out?
Take another poster down or what? We've got a few here. Yeah, and it's a great advert though, how the mullet has receded.
Very windy in Wellington over the years, playing there.
Bowling into the breeze.
Yeah, sadly.
Did you ever go the full mullet? I used to have a big mullet halfway down my back.
No. Just a small mullet. Just cover the neck and the UV factor. It's protecting the neck. Muhammad Afan hunting up more. Got rid of Simmons, and now we've got Babar Azam out in the middle.
Yeah, it was time to go, and you can see it's just hit on the outside edge, and the follow through. His head follows the ball, so you know that it's going straight up. Viljoen took a really good catch. Really good catch. I'd imagine it went that high. Hard to see in this type of conditions, and it dropped. So he's very relieved. Babar Azam, though, he's been in pretty good form. You certainly don't want to bowl to his cut shot. About that area there, he looks very cool. 22 for 1.
22 for 1 of the 4 over, Karachi.
change of pace. Nice work from Sahel. Yeah, Denley. It's, very good off the back foot. Need to be against these two.
It's important to have a big repertoire when you're bowling fast, and you've got your stock ball. And just have a look at this slower ball here. So it's not quite out of the back of the hand, more probably leg cut to it, but it is a change, and it worked, and he landed it beautifully.
Denley, you know how good he is off the back foot. I mentioned Mohamed Irfan and Sahel, tall men. Not surprised up against Irfan. He's way back in the box. And striking it off the back foot. He's very adept at that, and you need to be against these two left-arm quicks.
Yeah, it's set up for some either width outside off stump and he'd throw the bat at it, or if he follows the body, he was going to play that sort of pull shot. So bowling to a guy like that, you want to bowl a pretty tight corridor, bring him forward.
Yeah, slips come out, stacked either side on the offside as well. Denley says, I'm going to have to use my feet here. Protection out, and Villuin is on the fence there at mid-wicket.
Yeah, so far, Sohail Tanvir has been pretty good. He's hit that length and not allowed Denley the pull shot or sort of the drive through the covers. But yeah, you have to be proactive. Babar Azam, he's looked on good form, but he's yet to kick on. We've not seen that big score from him. He's sort of has the role of playing the anchor and bat through the innings, but they need him to sort of get a 70 or 80 through the innings, set it up for the other batsman.
A couple of rock stars have made it into the match tonight. Secunda Bakht on the right, who's the media manager for the Kings. Your old mate, Baz.
The voice.
Solid. Babar Azam, and he wants the single, had to hustle, but well and truly home, even with the direct strike of the stumps.
And running's important too, isn't it? When you're getting pushed back on the back foot and not getting a lot of width. Gee, that's a quick pick up and throw. Very good.
Yeah, Shoaib Malik prides himself on his fitness. Still super fit. He's been playing since, well, 98, 99.
20th century. Good stuff, Shoaib. There's a short one, and there's the protection that won't get there. It has gone for 4. Denley on the swivel.
Denley has absolutely hammered that one. Just shimmering a little bit at the crease and then coming forward, going into the ball momentum, swiveling with the shot. Captain's not happy, bring him forward. Denley's laughing. That's the type of shot he wants to play. He had his body, he's going to hit it through the leg side with power. Don't give him any width either.
Yeah, just going on about Shoaib Malik in terms of his professional debut way back in 1997. 3 years before Shaheen Afridi's birth, and Malik, who got him out yesterday, that's brilliant. Shoaib Malik, Shaheen got knocked over, by Shaheen knocking over Shoaib Malik. Isn't that classic? He wasn't even born back in 97, 98. But Shaheen got out old Shoaib yesterday here. Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Might have to reload that one. Yeah, it was a tennis ball bouncer. Didn't go well.
At least you know that it'll get through. You're just going to have to pitch it up about another 1.5 meters, I reckon, to be a bouncer that doesn't go over the head. Good economy rate in the power play, 6.1. You know, it's averaging out over 6 overs. It's 37, 38 runs. And more importantly, if you can pick up a wicket, you've picked up one, pick up another one in the power play, odds are going your way.
Should be his last of his third over. Sahale. And soccer skills lacking a little bit for Sahale. 5 overs bowled. It is 30 for 1 here.
Let's go.
Oh, beautiful delivery, Yorker length. I think he needs to be bowling those more in his spells. 7 feet, 1 inch tall, scramble seam, and good of the batsman to jam it down in time. One for 11 in 2.1 overs. Mohammad Irfan has been very skillful. Shown a lot of control over his bowling in this year's HBL PSL. More importantly, he's been feeling great and fit. And he'll always get that extra bit of life out of any track. Because he's tall, he'll get it to bounce more. Hello, fellas.
Yeah, Ramiz, look at that. I mean, that's going to test any decent player. It's just the ball coming down from such a height. I mean, he is the tallest cricketer in the world, isn't he? He must be. I mean, it used to be a problem with Joel Garner, Curtly Ambrose, but Slats, that's more your territory. But when it comes down from this height, the bounce, it's bounce, which is the undoing of a lot of good players, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You commit to a length, and when you haven't got that height to deal with, you're not getting that extra half a yard of bounce. So you can hit through the line more confidently, but it often surprises you. And a pitch that's a little bit too paced and too high, so you'll get a few that stay low, and then you get that one that kicks, and that's when you can be in all sorts of trouble. But it's intimidating. It's intimidating. You start to think, well, I'll sit back more than get forward. You've got to go through a process of how you think best to get through someone from this height.
Oh, another cracking delivery. The Yorkers are working. I remember playing Ghana at Melbourne, and my first experience of the guy was that I just couldn't look at the ball because his hand was coming over the side screen. He was that tall. And then the ball would dip just like this.
Yeah, that's why the York is so effective from him, because you get used to playing it off that short of a good length, and then if he can improve that, I think he can get a better Yorker, and he'll get a lot of wickets with it because he's quick enough as well.
Just feel that Yorker takes a lot out of you because you've got to push yourself and bowl that fuller length. And when he's not 100% fit, Irfan struggles to deliver that Yorker. He's more keen to just bowl the length. But because he's now feeling fit, he's now using that fuller length as well.
Well, he was undone himself. First ball by a fabulous Yorker yesterday from Shaheen Shah Afridi. And there's the long and the short of it. That's beautiful.
That's a classic. Tasif
with our production. Oh, well bowled, beautifully bowled. It's 32 for 1.
Simmons, 4 from 13 balls, didn't get going. And that can happen. Rugal has been benched for a few matches. Looked rusty, looked out of touch. Denley 22 from 19. Babar Azam is a good player, 2 from 4, and a lot more on offer here from Karachi. Kings, Ingram, Bopara, Afridi, Imad, couple of very, very good all-rounders slotted in the lineup in Bopara and Afridi. Imad obviously can bat as well.
But they do rely heavily on this top order to fire. And Junaid Khan, whose economy is just a fraction over 2, 8. Be pretty handy if it was a fraction over 2. 8.02, and he's got a hat-trick this year as well.
It's the power play package, and I'm not sure that Mickey Arthur will be too happy with the rate of knots. I think he'll be happy with only losing 1 wicket, but it's a rate of 6.25. That's the lowest in PSL 2018. So, look, I think you're really wanting that 45 plus now. So they're below par, but they've got wickets.
Irfan has been outstanding with his various lengths. He's been keen to pitch the ball up. Couple of lovely Yorkers in blue and red. And because he's tall, so his good length is back of length. So don't worry a lot about the shorter stuff that he's bowled. That's his natural length.
Yeah, and a good number of those pitching on as well. But he doesn't really swing the ball. He doesn't really give that ball enough time to swing. 148, heading towards 150 kilometers an hour. That's quick. Slower ball at 129. So he's not really a genuine swing bowler. And neither too is Junaid, because Junaid just likes to bang it in.
Well, you imagine if he became a swing bowler as well.
दूर है मेरे पी की गली थोड़ी दूर की मंजिल है अरे 4 कदम का चलना है.
Did you know the camera was on there?
I didn't know that it would be played live like this. This was for private consumption.
Yeah, well, listen, well, that's right. Your camera's always rolling, no matter where you are and what you're doing. Don't forget that. But I know why you're doing it.
We thought it was Pakistan Idol.
No, but I was calling him the Lahore John Bon Jovi all day yesterday, and he is now believing it.
Yeah, you've got me now working on my singing tunes.
Yeah, you're trying to bring in that rock and roll Bon Jovi.
I've always been a big fan of Kishore Kumar. I don't know whether you know the name or you know about the history of the great singer.
Well, I think, Ramesh, you've got potential there, and I think, you know, you should actually be out there. Gateway, you know where it is. PK in Pakistan.com around the world. I think you've got a future in the industry. You should start singing, and you've got a ready-made backup team here.
Yeah.
You know? And
yeah.
you don't need Danny with you there.
No.
Danny is a...
I see a...
spoil it.
I see a duet.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's practice.
Yeah.
We've got a day off now coming up.
Yeah.
In a day's time, so we can do that. That's slashed. Almost carried all the way for a 6. Denley is dangerous. 39 for 1. Made room, went inside the line of that delivery and smashed it over point. always entertaining to watch Imran Tahir. His character and a half. And just wait when he picks up a wicket and see him immerse in his celebrations. Fantastic viewing that.
Yeah, isn't he great? He's just so into it. Not that any of the other players aren't, but he just shows that animation, doesn't he? He shows the heart in the sleeve, and you can go on the journey with those sort of players. Was fortunate in the end, fortunate on both parts. It was a low full toss, could have gone the journey, and then he's nearly missed it. It's good for Karachi that Denley's got going. He's missed out a couple of times. I think they missed that because he's got such an explosive nature and plays great shots when he's going.
Done the hard work. Let's see how he copes with a bit of spin. That's well played. You don't need to go crazy at this stage. Just milk the bowling for a little while more, and Denley needs to play a long innings here. 28 from 24. He's got the ability to amp the run rate. There's no doubt that he can do that any time. He's got the power hitting in his armory. Partnership of 21. Need to just propel it to maybe 60, 70. Look to do that.
I think that's one of the reasons Winviz has got Multan Sultans ahead to win this match at 62%. Just think that's why we've not seen Phil Yun yet, because both these batsmen, Babar Azam and Joe Denley, they're like pace, and so I think they're getting Imran Tahir first. No pace on the ball, turning ball perhaps on this new pitch, but Hardas Phil Yun, the South African, he'll bowl a little bit later.
A very good googly bowler, Imran Tahir, and accurate start, just 4 from it, 43 for 1. .38 RPO on a good batting surface, just a little low in pace. I don't know whether that old example works in T20 or not. Wickets in hand and go hard in the last 5. Or do you want to really go hard all the time and eke out a quick fire 20 from a number 5 and a 30 from a number 6?
Yeah, I think you want to go at a clip the whole time. I think you want that initial 6 overs to be 45 plus, around 50 now. And then, if you've got wickets, you just keep going, Rummies. And then you reassess if you lose a couple of wickets in a row, and you might have to just build for a couple of overs again. But if you're going to get that 180 score, you've got to do so much at the end to try and get that if you haven't got off to a good power play. So the sides who are stringing those 20 overs together are now putting that 170, 180 on the board. And they're going to have to work really hard, aren't they, to, you know, they've got to go above 10s, 11s, 12s to get that big total from here. And that's tough batting.
I also think, oopsie, that's a misfield. That's not very clever.
Shoaib Malik is a very good fielder, the captain there, letting his bowler down. Got into a bit of a tangle. I'm not too sure whether he picked it straight away or picked the spin on the ball. Yeah, there I think it just wrong-footed him. He lost control and edged it to the fence.
Both these teams are under pressure, of course. Mickey Arthur knows that. Karachi Kings and Multan Sultans have both lost their last 2 matches, and they were early high runners. Karachi had played and won their first 3. They took, and at one stage these two were the top 2 teams in the PSL, so each team's got to find its mojo again.
Late reaction from Denley. I think he initially was looking to leave it, and then there's no pace on the ball, saw it and wanted to just help himself to a single. Just feel that at times the teams have tried to up the ante and have been reckless. That's the reason why there have been so many collapses. And one thing that this league needs to learn and understand is the value of aggression and how to keep it risk-free. I think at times they've been reckless and just gone about hitting the ball aimlessly. Oh, that's pretty well aimed. Flat 6. Denley is on the move. 50 comes up for Karachi Kings.
Yeah, great shot, and that's what he can do. He's 40 from 29 now. So the strike rate is improving all the time, and he looks in terrific touch today.
He timed his shimmy down the pitch. Just a little surprised that Junaid couldn't adjust his length there. I think Junaid probably had in his head what he wanted to do and couldn't reprogram on the move. It is difficult, and batsmen do take a risk when they are coming down the pitch, but some bowlers have that ability to adjust.
Yeah, from round the stumps, I think that's pretty much a shot on, because the angle is a straighter one, almost as if a right armer is bowling to you. But he likes bowling from this angle. This time a little different was Junaid, shorter in length, 56 for 1. The HBL drone cam giving us a different angle. Normally it's right at the, sorry, that's the spider cam. Oh, that's into the gap. That's a strong hit. Denley is playing spin beautifully here.
Yeah, he got a good length though, didn't he, Tahir? Really trying to throw it into the pitch. Gets it wrong, drags it down, and then the work from Denley was perfect. He smashes it. His men all the way around, backward square, mid-wicket, and long on. And he's gone into that gap again. Gone into the gap again. Brilliant stuff. He's nearly 50. And he's lifting things for the Kings.
Yeah, hardly seemed to have hit it. It's just about getting it into the gap. And tremendous timing once again from Denley. Even it was a full toss, but the way he executed this flick, beat 2 men in the deep, long on and mid-wicket. Special hit.
Goodness me, I don't think we've seen the likes of that. We've seen great sixes and big fours, but nothing like that. 50 up for Joe Denley, his first 50 in the HBL PSL. And what a good innings this is for Karachi.
Yeah, very good innings, very impressive innings. At complete ease against pace and spin. and his job will continue. I think he's got a lot more to offer.
Yeah, well, he knows how to go and get the big ones because he's got 300s in T20 cricket. So HBL PSL 3, and we're going to see one, and it could be today because he's got that 50 in just under 10 overs. He's got plenty of time, and he's on a roll.
Just not been able to hit the right length, Imran Tahir. He's very good against the right-armers. Right-armers, the right-handers versus left-handers. In fact, 10 been deceived by his wrong guns and leg spinners. I think there are 25 left-handers who have batted, 23 left-handers who have batted this year in HBL PSL, and he's only been able to pick 2 left-handers. Imran Tahir, 68 for 1.
Hardus Filyun is the new bowler for Multan Sultans, and he's coming in on the 11th over. Zainab, down to you.
Well, for a change, we've got Sarim Saeed here with me, who's one of the ICC Academy boys present at the coin toss. Sarim, how was your experience? You know, you were standing between Shoaib Malik and Imad Wasim.
Yes, I was a little bit nervous and yeah, happy to be there and even excited and yeah, mostly nervous.
Tell me, which team are you supporting?
Karachi Kings.
And who's your favorite player?
Imad Wasim.
Imad Wasim. And tell me, I heard you do a bit of commentary here, like before this interview actually. So can you do a bit of commentary for us, looking at that?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Good shot by Joe Denley. Yeah, Joe Denley. Well delivered by Hardis Filjoin.
Okay, well done. That's not bad. Tell me, do you play cricket yourself?
I don't play myself. Yeah, sometimes I do.
And are you a batsman or a bowler?
Bowler.
Who's your inspiration?
My inspiration.
Your favorite bowler?
My Hassan Ali.
Can you show his celebration? Okay, thank you so much, Sarim, and all the best.
Thank you.
At 6, brings up the 50 partnership. 54 from 42. God, Denley is absolutely on a roll here for Karachi.
We've seen him strike big, and today he's on song, short and into the crowd, and a couple of chances missed there in the crowd. 3 of them.
Pepsi catch a crawl. You've got a real chance with Denley batting. Bowled, well bowled. That's a good follow-up from Filyun.
Denley's been very impressive today. Just hung back in his crease against the fast bowlers, then decided to come down the track. He's been innovative and struck the ball with immense power. Got 57 out of 75. That's great going.
Eleven overs gone. 76 for 1, Karachi. And Alim Dar signals for the Golutlo. 3 minutes. Now Joe Denley, is that going to halt his momentum? 7 fours, 2 sixes. Bit wide this time from Mohammad Irfan.
Well, he's played extremely well here. 59 from 40. Just taking the dot balls in red. And you think of the boundaries. Anything short, he is so lethal. Carves you to bits and pieces on both sides of the pitch. Over cover, on the up, but he does fancy the pull stroke in this innings here this afternoon.
He's got this through. That is a delightful stroke from Babar Azam.
Two shot by Irfan and not a lot of pace. Just sort of stood up and he had time to slap this pass, cover and long mid off in the circle, so it's always going to be a boundary. Not a lot of pace in this pitch, so you better pitch it up.
Round the wicket. Yeah, actually, I like this. I like it from Irfan, because if he does offer too much width, he's going to get punished. And I quite like this, him coming around the wicket.
Well, the thing about it is he's only got 3 deliveries left. Needs a wicket here. Shoaib Malik, that is almost that one there from Denley. Got rid of Simmons, and that's all. That's the only man out so far for the Kings. And you can see Malik desperately wants a breakthrough here.
And it's like a set strategy from Multan Sultans. They bowl Irfan out pretty quickly and it gets those wickets for them. Bit of batting to come for Karachi, but it's always been that strike force and they don't like him bowling at the end. They sort of finish him by the 14th, 15th over.
Colin Ingram, Ravi Bopara still to come. Plenty of batting in this side, with just 11 overs gone into the 12th here now. Played, very nicely played by Joe Denley. Imran Tahir, the fielder, third man.
Desperate to come back. Denley's on the hunt. He really does want to take as much of the strike as possible. He's going at 146 in terms of a strike rate. Tough gig for the bowlers here. Denley, marvellous half century. And this partnership 62 from just 49.
Got some way to go yet. Full toss. He shouldn't be delivering full tosses. That's going to test Imran Tahir, and he's done well. But it's 2 off the last ball, 9 from the over, 12 gone, 85 for 1. So 12 overs gone here. The Karachi Kings put into bat, and Hardas Falyun, his first over cost him 8. Still no Umar Gul in this side, still carrying an injury. Bowled, good Yorker, very good Yorker.
I think you just said, go on, hit that, pal, if you can. Denley.
It was pretty sharp too. He's got pace, and once he hits that Yorker length, it's going to be really difficult. But this man, he's got 60 out of 85. So Multan want him out.
Two in a row, past the bat. If you get another dot ball, can he get another dot one? And then all of a sudden that pressure valve gets squeezed a bit more. Here's the ability to slip a quick one in. That Yorker, right? Tasty.
Yeah, so far in this innings, we had Lendl Simmons who struggled. Barber has got 17 of 18. It's only Denley who's really set it alight. Come back for 2, and you think here that just a wicket for Multan. If they get Denley out, the other batsmen have struggled so far, but he's batted so well that Karachi Kings are in a good position to launch.
Oh, that's tough for Sangakkara, and tough for the bowler as well.
Joseph Denley getting it everywhere, right round the clock, and 360 degrees. Denley will take him all.
Joe Denley does like pace on the ball, but there's not a lot in it. He attacks. He's by nature an attacking player. Played for England in 2009. Plays for the county of Kent, where for many years the great Asif Iqbal played his cricket. Sure you'd have seen him play over the years, Bazit. HBL box. They might have seen him if there was one on the ground.
Asif Iqbal, yes, saw a lot of videos of him.
Videos?
75, 81.
Shot. Very good shot. Stylish and very effective. Into the 70s now, Denley. 95 for 1.
मुल्तान के सिरमान कमाते हैं कराची के
Tahir, and this is a great strike from Baba. It brings up the 100 in some style.
Talk about style and power. Trucks comes up as well. Little flight from Imran Tahir, just looped it up, and Babar Azam, easy, straight down the ground. Footwork, set it all.
partnership now heads into the 80s. It's 80 from 57. First 6 for Babar. Pollard.
Yeah, Babar Azam get 32 last outing. That was match 19 against Quetta, and then a half century as well before that. So Babar Azam going well. Head and shoulders above everyone else is Babar Azam in terms of some classy batting in PSL 3. As opposed to that wig that's just got to go. There's another ripper. It's going rather swimmingly between these two.
Going along at a run rate of 7.6. And really, there's a 170 on here, 160, 170 still to come. Is Ingram. He hits it a mile as well. And Tahir can't stop it. That was hit hard.
And if Babar Azam gets going here, he's got himself set, 25 of 21. Likes going downtown to the spinners. It'll just take a little bit of pressure off Denley.
Played. It's just a single off the last ball. 11 from the over, 14 gone. 106 for 1. The last 6 overs now after a fairly slow start. .32 the power play, so they really have accelerated. They've gone well. Junaid Khan back now. His first 2 overs have cost him 20. What's a good score from here, Buzzard? 6 overs to go, 106 for 1, 9 wickets left.
Well, you need to go at 10s at least. 170 they'd be aiming at, maybe a little more if they can get on a roll, but 170 with the platform they've set.
Could be 2 on here. No is the shout from Joe Denley. Good call too.
Denley's been brilliant against pace and just looking around, fine leg and third man in the circle, so he could use the pace behind the wicket.
Ah, yes. All ages here. PSL 3. Still haven't seen a century made. Batsman personally has not got 100. Has Denley got the opportunity here this afternoon?
Oh, third man is up. Junaid Khan, he's taken a chance with no third man back on the fence.
so difficult for a paceman when fine leg and third man both up in the circle. Just needed a little bat on it and it races away. Use the pace, Babar Azam. He's very adept at doing that.
Junaid's gone for a few now. He's gone for 26 in 2.3. Yes, he does like to bowl the short ball. That's better. I think that's better. If you can get it fuller, at least you're encouraging the batsman to play down the ground. Yeah, hashtag Hoga Saf Pakistan for a greener, cleaner Pakistan. Facebook, it's on there, Hoga Saf Pakistan. Go to Facebook, look for a cleaner, greener Pakistan. Oh, that's tough on Junaid Khan. It's an inside edge, bottom edge, and he's being penalised for a delivery that wasn't that bad.
Joey D on the charge. It's round the wicket. Oh, another night. And the leg pole goes can't really. This time, take 4 and be happy.
Yeah, Danny French cut it to pieces.
11 from this over. It's gone leg side again. It's the wrong line from Junaid. It's leg byes this time, but it's 15 from the over. It's 121 for 1, 15 gone.
So they got themselves into a really good position, haven't they, Karachi Kings? A little slow in the power play, those first 6 overs. But they've got the current run rate to just over 8, which would see 161. But the position they're in should be 170 to 180 minimum. So the partnership is worth 100. And Denley, he's got 3 T20 hundreds in his career. Can we see the first one in the PSL?
It's just been a very smooth innings. We haven't seen him to muscle the ball. Whenever the delivery has been in his area of strength, he has made use of it. Babar Azam has also been very clever because they needed a partnership. He could have easily lost 2-3 wickets. The first one fell, and so at number 3, Babar Azam has been decent.
It's interesting too, isn't it? We come back to the toss, and I know at the start and the percentage of sides winning the toss and bowling first, wanting to chase, has been high percentage in the history of the HBL PSL. But I feel that it's the odds of winning now have shifted to batting first and setting the pace. As that one will just get over the infield. And Multan, they won the toss and have elected to chase. So I think the trend is swinging But so that to me was an interesting decision.
Yeah, and we didn't see any reverse swing also. Dry conditions. Like yesterday, for example, Sohail Khan saw it to reverse. Shaheen Afridi got it to tail as well, but today there's hardly been any.
I think the other factor too is that Karachi wants to bat first. That one is helped along. So really, you're playing into the hands of the opposition. Good rivalry too between Mickey Arthur and Tom Moody. They're good mates.
Was a Matt Graham. He's got plenty of left arm fast bowlers to work with. Junaid Khan there, Tanvir, Irfan. Big Tom Moody as well. It was a final rounder for Australia. Look at that slow ball. Just loop up. So Pollard just mixing it up here on this pitch. It's looked pretty good for batting.
Another very good example of how Denley has played in this innings. Nothing preemptive about his batting, yet just rode the extra bounce. It was a nasty one, but I thought he did well. Went very deep in the crease and hit him flush on the glove, I think. Survived it well.
It's worked nicely. Another slower ball. Pollard, he bowls most of them in that fashion. 128 for 1. Well, it tells the story, doesn't it? Yeah, you've got the power play and not too many big buildings there. We've got 10 runs and 8 runs, a couple of 8 runs, but then a couple of low overs as well. But then it's just started to build from about the 9th over. So 7 overs are very profitable run scoring, and they're not done yet. The Karachi Kings, they started so well in the PSL and they've just lost a bit of momentum. A good vantage point there, yeah. Good seats. All shaded now. It was hot, 31 degrees when we started. I know you really did appreciate my weather report, Flemmo. Sort of a bit of a natural thing for me to read the weather.
And you've always had aspirations to take that a bit further and have a full-time job as a weather boy back home, potentially on the news. But for now, 4 overs to go. This can be make or break, doesn't it? If there's acceleration here with 9 wickets to hand and they get up to that 170, 180, it's going to be a tough chase. But if they can close it out like you were talking about, Ramiz, work on a bit of reverse swing. It is the first time this pitch has been used, so a little bit of green grass. It might not be banged up as much as last night, but you still think if they shine one side there, it could go. Or the ball can go flying if you don't get your line and length right.
A really good shot, because the intention was to beat the infield. It was a sliced square drive from the right-hander. Babar Azam is batting well, 42 from 31. Now they need his strike rate to improve, and he's working on it now. Strike rate of 135, almost 136. Just staying inside the line of that delivery and whacking it. No reverse yet.
Yeah, Waz not happy with that. Great fast bowler. That one's with width as well. That's full outside off stump with mid-off in play. No one down the ground. Extra cover, and that area he hit prior to that could have gone the same way.
So it looked like it was a tactic, because Wasm was go across, but if you're going to go that wide, it has to be a Yorker or a real foolish delivery, but you need long off out. So I don't think you need backwards square leg, and you force them to hit through the offside, and gee, they've got to play a very good shot to get a boundary then. But we're seeing different tactics to Denley. Third man's coming into the circle point, and there is a long off, so I don't think you can give width here, or he might run it down to third man.
He's got to be straighter now, doesn't he? He's got to get straight at the stumps. He's tried the Yorker. We saw some brilliant Yorkers, didn't we, from Wahab Rios last night. And it's interesting to note how the percentages for each team work. And yeah, and there we have it. So all these tables that give you an idea of where everyone sits in terms of percentage of Yorkers, and Islamabad United on the back of Riaz, I suppose, 8.5% the most. Then we go down to the bottom two, and that's the Kings, and Multan is the lowest. And that's another boundary. That's just too easy.
And getting lower, because I think that was an attempted Yorker, and it was a full toss. So Bluin just not getting it right here. 10 off the over already, and Ramesh Raja, I was thinking about what type of delivery he'd like to get with fine leg up. Pretty much that ball.
Yeah, perfect scenario for him. That 1% from Multan Sultans, the Yorker percentage, could have been today where Mohammad Irfan bowled a couple of Yorkers, but nothing full on consistent basis from Multan Sultans. They're lacking the execution part of it.
Also, it's got to be part of your plans. There is some T20 teams that don't like bowling Yorkers because they feel like if you don't get it right, it's too predictable, and if it's a half volley or full delivery, you'll get hit. So they'll bang short of a length and go more with changes of pace.
It's another big over, 11 so far. Oh, he's wrestled that straight round to the man in the deep. It's come from nowhere. Oh, Denley will be so upset with himself because he didn't try to hit it, he just rolled with it, and that's why it was a catch in the end instead of thumping it out of the ground.
Just tiring a bit as well. Denley, just not a full-blooded pull shot. It's just to help yourself kind of a flake, and didn't realize there's a fielder there. Imran Tahir is still quick. And it's the highest partnership in this year's HBL PSL for any wicket. 118-run partnership. Denley played a fantastic innings. 78, 55, 139 for 2.
So Colin Ingram, he missed out last game as well, but he is a talent and he's a heavy hitter as well. And Barber on strike, and down the ground he goes. He's now got a responsibility to keep going. But for the Kings, if Ingram can start hitting, and he'll take it to the onside, he's got that 6 hitting ability, they will get that 170, 180. So the slowness of that delivery, Flemo, that's probably what deceived him, you think?
Yeah, I think once you start your backswing, it's really hard to adjust your speed. And it was, looked a half tracker, but with men out on the boundary on the leg side, the change-up obviously worked. But that was fantastic from Denley today. That's exactly what you need from one of your top-order batsmen to go on and get a big score.
I also felt that since they'd got 11 runs in that over, that he was just being a little cautious to not get out and maybe just put it round the corner for a single. 49 now, Babar Azam, so there's responsibility on his shoulders. He needs to now do a Denley show here.
And really, you'd be playing Pollard as if he's almost an off-spinner or slower bowler, isn't he? He bowls with a fast arm speed, but there's nothing behind it.
And that's a 50 to Barber. He's played really well and so well in combination with Denley. And that's his second 50 in the PSL this time round. It's a good strike rate as well.
Yeah, he's an elegant player and very successful at T20 level. His international figures and stats are very impressive. He averages in the 40s in T20, 48 in T20 internationals.
There he goes, that's what he does, and that's 6. And that's the second ball he faces. It was a single, and now a maximum.
Was it a seam-up delivery from the bowler? Because he hardly ever bowls it seam-up. No, the off-cutter, and how well was this timed? Good, strong shoulders, and then the wrist work helping him to a 6.
Yeah, he's a strong player, but he loves hitting to the leg side. So whatever you can do, if you can get him to hit to the offside, you know, it's a win because he is just so strong with that bottom hand.
It's just going to get over there, but the heights, the elevation, 2 in a row.
150 comes up as a result of that punishing shot. And once again, fantastic timing, nothing more than a push. Seemed to have half hit it. The off-cutter trying to make him drive to the offside, and he went leg side again.
Just got to go fuller and wider, right outside off stump, because you've got long off and you've got point. He's going to come around the wicket. Surely he's going to try and bowl a yard outside off stump here. Maybe Ingram might move across the crease.
Oh, it's nearly got to that extra cover on the full. They'll come back for 2, and that's a terrific over. The Kings, they're surging with 2 overs to go. They're 156 for 2.
Last 5 overs and 63 runs. Yeah, incredible push for 180 at least, 185. 12 and over will give them 180. Yeah, funny as Danny Morrison's cricket career. 7 ducks, 24 lemons. That's 4. That's into the gap. Well, the charge is definitely on. The pace has increased in the last couple of overs.
Yeah, Babar, I think, got Danny Morrison's test batting average in 1 shot. Good shot, too. Good execution between cover and mid-off. I really don't like that length, though. It gives options for the batsman to pretty much hit it anywhere. But it's been a fine knock. Babar's been threatening this, hasn't he, all through the tournament. Fine young player.
It's been an interesting innings, hasn't it? Just that whole acceleration. They've been able to, after a fairly slow power play, just keep increasing. And it keeps increasing. And they keep getting the deliveries. You've got to put them away. But there's some poor bowling going, you'd have to say.
Once again, good strong drive from Babar Azam. Quick hands through the ball. And he's putting the bad balls away. And he's been able to create that pressure for the opposition. They're not handling this situation intelligently. Just length bowling at no pace at all.
Oh, that's just completely trying to compensate for that outside off. The length gets on that leg stump outside, and it's another 4. It's 13 from the over so far.
Okay, Shoaib's going to have a chat to below, and he just needs to slow things down now. Take a couple of deep breaths and really focus on this Yorker. So he has gone the Yorker, and the difference can only be a couple of millimetres at release. But this is getting into scary mode now. 13 off the over, 4 balls to go. And I don't think he's executed one ball he'd be really happy with.
How's he feeling this one? Not too good. Or maybe he will be. Oh, he's right on the rope. He's right on the rope, and that's going to go down as a 6. It's just too close to the rope, I think.
Well, he's claiming it as a fair catch, and the batsman believes the fielder. He was perilously close to the boundary cushion. They're checking whether it was a clean catch or not. It was a very good catch. Ahmed Shahzad there sliding and not touching the rope. I think he's done a good job here. That's a fine catch.
Well, you can't tell from that angle. You're just advertising foam that's on the rope. You couldn't see the other side of it. You need to come from the other side. This will be a little bit better, but I'm not sure that. Do we see it move at all? He's so close to it. It might be a couple of inches in it when he gets control of the body. You just can't tell. You need to be running down the rope high. This might give us an idea. What do you think, Ramiz?
I think it's a good catch. It's a fair catch. And you could also make out that it's a fair catch because the ball boy was ecstatic and he gave it out as well.
Well, I'd go to the player because when he settles, he looks down to see whether any part of his body is touching. So I'd simply go out to him and say, were you touching it at all? And if he says, no, I wasn't, then we go with that and we move on.
What's he saying? It's out, and there's the ball boy. And
yeah.
He's real stickler for the rules, I believe, that young fan. So that is out. Fine innings. It was an excellent catch, but a fine innings. Babar Azam goes for 58 and it's 169 for 3.
Ravi Bopara, the experience of Ravi Bopara now, but it'll be Ingram on strike. And he's going downtown. Has he got enough on it? He has. So there may have been a wicket in the over, but it's now worth 19 runs with 5 wides and 2 balls to go.
It's the corridor of carnage for Valuan at this stage. Another length ball, clears that front leg. Been talking about the bulldozer. He's got a strong bottom hand. You've got to keep away from it. Can he just force him wide to hit through the offside?
That one's gone out to the deep, and it's a better delivery.
So even though that's not perfect, that was a bit of a half volley, but he had to reach for it. So he doesn't generate as much power unless you let it go at his body. That's Babar's arm. He hit the ball quite well, just wasn't quite enough. Shahzad taking a really good catch. But just by making him reach Ingram, and you've got protection out on the boundary, you just get a single.
Yeah, the ball boy gave it out. He wasn't happy. Ahmed Shahzad was indicating probably to Babar Azam to keep on walking. You're out.
Last ball and down the ground at pace, but long on will come round. Keep it at 1. So the last 2 balls go for singles. 21 from the over. 1 over remaining. 177 for 3. That's how the over looked, and the last 3 overs, 49 runs. Wow. Here we go. Should be the final 6 balls. And Veer has got the ball in hand. And we'll just notice the length that they bowl. There's so few Yorkers being bowled, and we saw them used to such great effect last night. And it's a low percentage through the PSL for this team. They're the lowest, in fact. And the Karachi Kings as well prefer to dig it in and bowl a shorter length.
So I think from strategy and planning point of view, they need to involve Irfan in the last part of the power play batting when the power hitting is on. You've got to have someone who has the ability to maybe just push the ball up.
I was talking about before, some teams avoid the Yorker. Valoan was trying to bowl Yorkers, but you see here from Tanvir, he's going with short of a length, change the pace. So he mustn't be comfortable with his Yorker.
Yeah, it's been a nice acceleration throughout these 20 overs for Karachi Kings. Talking to Mickey Arth, a little worried about the lack of momentum in the team's performance. And straight to the man.
So by going short, and they've got square leg, backward square leg on the boundary, mid-wicket and long on, he just feels like they're going to have to hit it right in the middle or over their head to leak a boundary or a 6.
I've got no issue with such a pattern, because at least the bowler knows what he's doing, so he can set a field accordingly. And he's very good with his slow deliveries. Apt at choking the scoring rate. Sohail Tanvir.
Ingram wants that leg side.
He goes off, and it's 1 bounce. And he had to go that way, didn't he? Because it was so wide of off stump. So it's not bad bowling. If he'd opened up maybe a little bit on impact, he could have sliced it. There's no third man. There's no one on the boundary rope.
So it didn't need to be a perfect Yorker, did it? Even a half volley that's wide, he still just couldn't get enough power with it.
Yeah, because he's so focused, as you know, on that onside play. That's his big shot. Wants to go down the ground, drag it to the onside. So that's the focus when the bowler's running in. So not really thinking through the offside or slicing it over point. There's a really good slow ball, and the keeper misses. Sangakkara unable to whack the stumps. But rightly so, scampering through. So 182, Karachi's highest ever total in PSL. So that's what they're achieving today, and it's been a slow burn initially, wickets in hand, and big acceleration.
Multan Sultan's strength is their bowling, because you know, they've got 3 left armers or different, and all wicket taking options. Oh, what a shot! That's a 6 to end the innings. on a real high. Ingram with a scintillating little cameo.
And Rummies, that's the highest total we've seen, HBL PSL 3. So Karachi Kings worried about lack of momentum. They started so well at the outset of the tournament, but they have put on a record total so far this year, and it's going to take some chasing.
Those people up there wouldn't have been expecting to see a white cricket ball flying up there. Smiles from England. 29 off 8 balls, sensational stuff.
Yeah, it was a major blow, and I'm sure that Wasam Akram's going to pull the bowlers aside and just work on bowling plans, because I think the bowling of Multan throughout has been very impressive. It's surprising to see them get the length so wrong. Here's that lusty blow. Final ball of the innings to take it to 188. In the last 10 overs, they scored 120 runs, so they've gone at 12s.
Yeah, not their day with the ball. Neither hers. But they'd be disappointed because they have bowling strength and they would have wanted to limit this onslaught from the opponents, but not to be. Ingram with a brilliant 29 of just 8 balls, 4 sixes. This score by Karachi Kings is the highest of the tournament.
The asking rate is pretty much 9.5s to get 189 in 20 overs for the Multan Sultans. Just in that little twilight zone here, as the sun is starting to set in Dubai. And this wonderful stadium hiding the light now. Specks of it come through. Some have said it looks like a giant mushroom here. Dubai International Cricket Stadium, it's a cracker. Kumar Sangakkara, 40 years young, all left-hander of him. Sensational, silky striker. He's going to be out there with Ahmed Shahzad up against Ahmad Wasim, the skipper. His left arm orthodox, and often a lot of those little sliders and arm balls. Doesn't try to give it a rip or turn. He wants to do you in flight and angle.
Well, we're talking about Sangha having some troubles against left arm orthodox. He got dismissed 2 innings in a row. Let's see how he goes here.
There's that little zip straight away from Wasim.
Little swing and little seam from Ahmad Wasim. It does that well with the new ball. Normally it bowls the first over.
Seeing as says, I've had a sighter, it's time to depart over the onside.
That's such a brilliant shot from Kumar Sangakkara. Troubled by the first delivery, he walked across, changed the angle to make it easier to hit through the leg side. He's virtually picked out that mark between long on and mid wicket and smashed it into the cool sign.
Yeah, and they need Sangakkara to play a big innings. It's big ask, 190. We haven't seen anybody chase down 190 in this PSL 3. Big man, I don't think he'll be doing a lot of batting if Multan Sultans have to win.
Some very good striking in terms of maximums from Karachi. 4 of them to Ingram, just 8 balls.
Catch it!
And this is Ahmed Shahzad, who's under the pump here. Who wants it? It's safe, and he'll end up getting a couple for his troubles. Shahzad off the mark. Streaky.
Not letting Ahmad just settle into a line and length here. Proactive from Shahzad. He didn't quite get it in the middle of the bat, but geez, Ingram was after that at cover. They're hard catches, those, running back against the ball. Nearly got there, though.
And again, this time he gets it sweet and proper. Drop around the boundary, though, on the other side of it, though.
Good from Shahzad. Didn't get that first one, but never backed off. Yeah, loving this. He's come down the track, no spin on it, so just hit through the line. That's a class shot. Not a class effort at the boundary, though.
Beautiful footwork, and it's just like an extension of his forward defence there, hitting right through the line. Exquisite timing. He gets one a bit shorter now. Whips it around, so good proactive start. 14 off the first over.
Some sensational striking from Denley, Bubba and Ingram. 15 extras, 188 for 3 and 20. Muhammad Amir. Need some fireworks from him, but a pace and spin. And you think about Kumar Sangakkara, he loves pace on the ball. He's been struggling against a bit of spin, though. HBL drone cam, as ever, hovering, bringing these gorgeous vistas of either Dubai or Sharjah. Fabulous city, this. Always on the move and mushrooming everywhere. Building never stops. Tasty, pacey.
Aleem Dar in good catching form today. Cool and cool umpires. Aleem Dar, Asif Yaqub. And tough ask for the umpires is non-stop, and dandruff dance is non-stop as well.
Oh, yeah, double-minded and two minds where they get that pull out.
Yeah, the bouncer certainly put something in Shahzad's mind. He was premeditating the pull or hook shot. Didn't quite get the length that he wanted.
cricketgateway.com and cricketgateway.pk. Karachi ka jalwa और मुल्तान का हलवा. Love a bit of halwa, don't you, Danny? It's quite sweet. It's a dessert. Multan is famous for that. Son halwa.
Well, I'm into a bit of Sangers and his sweet timing as well. Not only in Multan, but here in Dubai. Kumar Sangakkara, 40 years young, still going strong. As well as Muhammad Amir. He's a little younger. Very keen to get amongst it, Amir. So's his coach, Mickey Arthur. I'd love him to knock over a couple of wickets here inside the power play. Slippers in. Get that release right. And it's quick, it's skiddy. There's light pace on the ball, but he has struggled against the spin of late here in this PSL. Yeah, it was a very first baller. And knocked over These dismissals versus the spinners. Very different kettle of fish up against the pace, though. It's cut into shreds. 1, 2, and 3. Going to take on Sunil Narayan downtown. Came second. Caught by Devsic. He's going to keep the strike here as Kumar Sangakkara. 2 done at 16 for none. Well, funnily enough, we're going to have another left arm quick on. There's a few of them just quietly in this HBL PSL. Usman Shinwari. Very busy getting to the crease as ever. Owners, they're in the house and enjoying it.
Have a look at the load up here. He likes running in really, really fast, so you expect the ball to be quick. So he loads up there. Back foot is side on. Seam comes down. Pretty stable. A powerful follow through, particularly when both feet are off the air. You know that he's getting some good forces through the crease.
Also gets over very high, doesn't he, Fleming? Sort of almost past the perpendicular at times, very high. Talking about 12 o'clock or even just past the other side there. There's that heat haze, very warm today. 31, top is starting to cool down. He's a little rock back, isn't he? That lean back, and then he gathers himself halfway through his run up and really does start to zip on in. Busy fellow.
It's powerful action, isn't it? Really powerful. A lot of forces going through the body there. The follow through is excellent.
Rock back a little bit like Omar Gul.
Nice. Lovely little line and length that.
Ahmed Shahzad has to go some. He hasn't had the greatest of PSL 3. His strike rate has been just 80. So he'll really need to ramp that up today. 10 off 8. He needs to carry on, needs to get those boundaries flowing. Chasing 189. They can't afford anyone having a off day with the bat.
You're right, he's got to be a bit more proactive, not to put too much pressure on Sangakkara at the other end, who's had a fine tournament.
Pinch one. Saw that with Denley and Babar Azam. often rotated it and got things moving in terms of the scoreboard and needed to. If you weren't finding the fence, they were rotating it sweetly. A marvellous partnership that really did lay the platform.
Pepsi catch a craw, make some cash if you take a good catch. Don't mind seeing some sixes in this power play.
Sanger says, I've had enough.
Thanks, Kumar.
Gonski all the way for 6. It ends the third, 24 for none.
Using his feet, but they're planted when he hits the ball. The back leg comes off the air, off the ground, into the ball. That's a beautiful swing of the bat.
It's up there. Sanger's just taking the lead now over the Australian Shane Watson. The Kiwi Australian, Luke Ronke, third. And the skipper here, Shoaib Malik. He's crossed 200, Hafiz nearly.
What do you classify yourself as, Danny? If Ronke's a Kiwi Aussie, are you an Aussie Kiwi?
Maybe in time.
You've lived in Australia in beautiful Maroochydore for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, we love Queensland. So, dear Queenslanders. A lot of Victorians and New South Welshmen do cross the border and come north. It's a nice little invasion into that part of the world.
What about the Victorians?
And they're known as Mexicans, south of the border. Who let them in?
I don't understand that.
It's tricky, that one, isn't it? And there. On the charge, Shazad. Let's see if he can get going. He's stuttered along and hasn't really got that strike rate happening, as you said, Baz. Maybe tonight.
Getting a bit fiery on the field there, Baz.
And never shy of a word, Ahmed Shahzad. And he does get under people's skin. Again, Amir having a little word. Yeah, he's not striking it well either, Shahzad. But he needs a good innings here just to secure his place at the top of the order.
Kumar. Time all of it. Intent is certainly there. He was just getting through and past the bowler there, Shahzad. Listen, pal. Right of way. Well, let's have a thrashing edge. Oh, has it gone all the way for 6? I think it has. Another maximum.
That'll do. Maybe a few more words from the bowler though, because it's edge down to third man. Really had a huge go. Did Shahzad trying to hit this way over mid-wicket, and it's ended up good result, but wrong direction. He'll take it.
Yeah, you can't say too much when you're bowling. Get a thick edge for 6. Oh, that's it. Don't say much, just clap it. It was luck. But I'm looking forward to this battle now because it's getting a little bit testy out there. Amir got great skills. And one short. Wow.
He's really in everything here, Shahzad is. And now After hitting that 6 down to third man, clapped by Amir, and now he doesn't make his ground. What's going on?
That is cool umpiring.
No, the basics. You got to adhere to those basics. Any form of the game, Bazard Khan. Keep an eye out. Oh, and again, you can't set a field for that. Brilliant. Oh, loving the heat of the battle. 37 for none now. Yeah, a little bit of spice happening. Bowler v batter. At the moment, it's going Ahmed Shahzad's way. He's striking at 164, 23 from just 14 deliveries, Ahmed Shahzad. Yes, he's had a bit of luck, but he's riding it. At least he's being positive and proactive. This straight over the keeper's head for 4.
Yeah, loving it. 2 top edges, 1 for 6, 1 for 4. Amir appreciates it. You're really batting well, and Shahzad just telling him, yeah, look at the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's all on. I'm keeping my eye on you, says Muhammad Amir. Here's Irfan Jr. into the attack and dispatched immediately to the fence.
Yeah, welcome to the bowling crease, Irfan Jr. Just angling across Kumar Sangakkara. And even though he's opened up the leg side a lot in this tournament, Kumar, that's always been a strong point, hasn't it? Through that point region, whether it's on the front foot or back foot.
A great vibe here at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Starting to lift a bit more, and so are these two in the middle for Multan. Got the golf swing out there, Sangers. Didn't quite get it where he wanted to.
Yeah, I'm just telling him that I've still got a bouncer left, so get ready.
Oh, yeah. Aggression. He telegraphed it and said, go on, I dare you. Brilliant. Now, a little bit of clapping, yeah. Gold. Gone! There's a thick edge from Sangakkara. Once too often. He practiced it in the first one, played and missed. Couldn't miss this one, though.
The angle across from Irfan Jr. Exaggerated angle and just got the better of Sangakkara, who was looking good. Striking it really well. Big wicket comes down the track. Just the angle deceived him. Thick edge. Rizwan does the rest. Yeah. Disappointment, but elation for Karachi. Huge wicket. Breakthrough. It's gone for 18, 41 for 1.
The big fella. Shoaib Maqsood. Striking it okay at times. You'd dearly love to get a score here for Multan. Yeah, there's confirmation of the strike rate. 148 off 93, asking rate of 9.5s. They've been going at just over 9s. So keeping up with the Joneses, as it were. Irfan Jr. Can't squeeze one there to get off the mark.
Things really heating up. Lots happening in the last couple of hours. And this one, Sangakkara is edging it through to the keeper. It's a big wicket, but game is definitely on. Sangakkara would have ideally liked this going over mid-off.
Good bowling, isn't he? Got hit before first delivery, then he got the wicket. New incoming batsman, that man at mid-wicket's doing a good job. He's bowling stump to stump, so he's giving himself a chance to get bolds and LBs. A little faint edge. Rizwan could take another catch. Very good.
One to go in the fifth, and there's been some discussion there with the bowler. Shah Afridi's had a wee word, so's the captain, Ahmad Wazim, who's at mid-on. Ahmad, third man up. And he's going to keep the strike here as Maqsood, he gets off the mark. It is 42 for 1 now.
42 for 1 after 5 overs. Multan
Forty-two for 1, 5 gone, and there's a lot simmering below the surface and a lot out in the open air. There's a lot going on here. There's plenty of talking. It's animated. There's a bit of spice involved here.
I like it. I like this needle.
Yeah, this needle, all right. There's a real contest between Amir and Shahzad. Oh! He's picked this up. He's picked it up well into the terraces.
Easily done. What a shot. Just a flick and nothing more than that, but he got into position early. Just a nice, smooth hit for a 6.
Yeah, well, he's got to get back to backing himself. 3 innings ago, he got the 80-odd and hit them to all parts. And the next 2 innings have been down on strike rate and a willingness to play the big shot. He's got to back himself. Get a consistency, just trust. And that was such a beautiful strike.
Yeah, silky smooth. Shoaib Maqsood, I just feel it's going to be a great run chase, this.
Oh, this is where he's strong as well. He's unbelievably strong in that offside. 50 up.
Yeah, and I just wonder whether Tom Moody and those involved in the coaching staff have said, listen, back yourself. Think about that 80-odd, how you went about it, your mindset. Were you free of mind? Were you trusting your shots, seeing it, hitting it? Is he starting that way? That's where his wrists are so strong.
A quick fire 30-40 would do the job very nicely here. Shoaib Maqsood, 11 in no time with a strike rate of 220. 4 and a 6.
Ramiz, who's Pakistan's version of Popeye? Is it Maqsood?
Yeah, 4 arms.
Huh? Gee, he's strong.
Yeah, very wristy, and he's tall, strongly built.
Chops trees down in the winter.
Yeah, in Multan.
But I agree with what you're saying, Slats. I think maybe Tom Moody, Wasim Akram would have gone to their top order bat and said, come on, there's no other way. You've got to impose yourself here.
You know, I think if we think through the real strikers of the PSL, you know, your Ronkis, your McCullums, the guys that come out, your Fakars, they just back themselves every innings. They really do. They don't change their game. Ronke said it. He'd missed out twice and then he got runs, player of the match, and he said, well, you know, I'm going to miss a couple of times, but I stay upbeat and I keep backing the way I play. After that, he got 250s.
He hasn't caught hold of this. Is it going to be safe or a catch? It's a catch. Babar Azam takes the catch. He was coming in at full tilt, and unfortunately that's the end of Maqsood.
Yeah, and just going at one pace and one gear and couldn't get around that one. It was a good ball from Shinwari. What a response from him also. 6 and a 4, and then he comes back with a good bouncer, and Swaib is looking for another 6. Yeah, not backing across, and I think it's an issue with him. The short ball at times can have him down. It was a good running catch by Babar Azam. He called, it's mine. Yes, it's mine. And Maqsood gone for 11. 52 for 2.
Captain's got to play a captain's knock, and he's had a couple of good innings in this PSL. Shoaib Malik. They're scoring at a run rate in excess of 9, and yet they still need more than that, heading towards 10 and over. That's what they need. 137 required from 86. Shahzad on strike because they crossed, though. Maqsood, incidentally, that's the first time he's been out with the short ball in this PSL. Normally he's dealt with it with a strike rate of 162.
Yeah, and we're talking about free scoring, free hitting, free mind, but you've still got to pick the right ball, and execution has to be there. So I don't mind, you know, he got an angle, it just kicked on, got wide, has to drag it across, and just a little bit late on it, and sends it high into the sky here. But you know, his method, if it comes off, is going to be crucial in a run chase. He just executed that poorly. But this is where the power play's fine. They're over 50, so they've got to understand that they've got off to a pretty good start. But it's the pressure of that run rate required that it's got to try and just keep playing naturally.
Selfie time. They'll never stop asking. Do a couple and then move on.
Just one more, Mr. Wilkins, just one more.
Please, Mr. Jones, I was called yesterday. Please, Mr. Jones, Mr. Dean Jones, please. I said, I'm not Dean Jones, I'm Greg Chappell. 53 for 2. M1F1 in for his second over. He's gone for 14 in his first. Ahmed Shahzad now, he's well set, 24 from 16. That translates to a strike rate of 150. He's set. Oh my goodness, what did I say? Shahzad was set and Wasim tempts him down the pitch and he's gone.
Yeah, look, it's a big error, isn't it? He's gone early. He was always going to go. And then he realised he was in such big trouble that he tried just to defend it, but damage was done because of how early he went. He was looking for the big shot. It dips on him, so good deception through the air and big turn. Yeah, it's a big wicket there for Ahmad, and it's hurting Multan currently, these wickets. Gone for 24, 53 for 3.
Right, big Pollard is out there. We need a big innings from him. Ahmed Shahzad, the last man dismissed. His strike rate was up today, but I think he probably lost the mental battle out there. Ahmed Shahzad is being needled by Muhammad Amir, and so they were getting around him, trying to talk to him, eyeballing him. Could have been a factor also in that very lazy footwork that we saw from Ahmed Shahzad.
But dare I say it, Ramesh, he was set, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think
set to go on.
Yeah, the other thing is that you don't expect the ball to spin when Imad Wasim is bowling. He's more an angular bowler who likes to just angle it back into the stumps. This was beautifully bowled by him, flattening the pace. Muhammad Amir just showing his emotions at the fall of that wicket. He's involved in a bit of a needle game with Ahmed Shahzad.
Yeah, well, I reminded myself of the Shahzad-Riaz confrontation a couple of years ago. So he's a heated player, isn't he, Shahzad? He gets involved.
Goodness, that slipped out of the hand from Wasim. And the misfield gets them back for a second. And so the big players keep coming in. Pollard now, stage is set for him. Goodness, that's a wonderful sight, isn't it? The sun dropping. And what has been a warm day today, 31 degrees centigrade. Hottest day so far of the HBL PSL. End of the over. 7 bowled, 58 for 3.
Multan Sultans.
So they're ahead of it in the run chase, Multan. It's just the 3 dots in the last few overs. So those 3 wickets, they're above what the Kings were doing at this stage, but we do know the acceleration. Denley was outstanding. And Barber, he got the 50 as well. That's his second of the PSL, as we see Mr. Afridi. Boom, boom.
Just the right man to bring on when Pollard walks in, because he knows that Pollard would love to launch, spin all over the ground, but it's a great contest this could be.
Yes, absolutely right.
Bowled him. Afridi is king. King of Karachi. He's removed the dangerous Pollard.
Yeah, you got it absolutely right, Wilco. This was on the cards. He struggles against spin, and we've seen it so many times. Very, very ginger and circumspect when he's playing leg spin. Particularly, this was a very good delivery. Wider of the stumps, and he gets it to spin across at pace. Afridi still has got a lot of strength in his wrists. And Castle undone by a good delivery. Pollard gone for 3, 58 for 4 now, Multan Sultans.
That's an outstanding delivery from Shahid Afridi. Saif Badr, the 19-year-old, is in. What a steep learning curve this is in his cricketing career, in here now on the big stage, and the required run rate climbs all the time, and he's playing against one of the best Pakistan has ever produced, Shahid Afridi, and he's removed Pollard with an absolute gem. 58 for 4. He tantalizingly tosses this one up.
Yeah, it's the perfect leggy, isn't it? It angles into middle and leg, and it's hitting the top of off. It flicks the back pad or the front pad on the way through, just the back pad, but that is a sensational leg spin delivery. He slowed it up enough to get the grip, and it's going to beat a lot of batsmen, that delivery. Just the angle back into middle and leg. So beautifully bowled. Took him 2 balls to get that right. And fair to say, Multan in a lot of trouble now in this run chase. They need to go at 10.4, but 4 wickets have fallen very quickly.
And then you've got fielding like that at point that hits the stumps. They've gone for the appeal. Shoaib Malik had struck it quite brightly. Pick an extra run as a result of an overthrow. A lot of stuff happening out there. Trying to get the attention of the leg umpire, the Karachi Kings fielders.
Gee, it was good fielding at point. So it looks like he's going to get home, but he saved a certain 4. Only just in the end. It was a full dive to the right, throw quick, and any further hesitation from Malik, and he was on his bike as well.
Well, Afridi, he did Pollard like Warren did Gadding all those years ago, didn't he? The same.
That last ball didn't spin, it was an arm ball, but it was a similar delivery that got Pollard, or similar length that got Pollard.
Eight overs gone, it's 62 for 4.
62 for 4. Playing over. Multan Sultans.
Here we have the drone shot as we've got some sunset going on here in Dubai. It's a magnificent stadium. We say it every night, don't we? But it is.
It's good that the 19-year-old has a skipper with him, because even though you are on your own in T20 cricket, but should be some respite for him, knowing that there is experience and at the other end. I hope that he's not thinking about the true drops, Brother Saf. Only 19 years old, and they say he's got a lot of potential.
This is a good spell. Nice. He's putting it together here, Imad Wasim. That's the one that goes straight on. That's the one he normally bowls more of, which is possibly the undoing of Shahzad when it turned.
Yeah, because it wasn't fired in. The two catches dropped by him the other night, both of Brendan McCullum, and they did cost them heavy.
And Nadeem Alim Dar's dropped a couple too. Back in the catcher's circle. It was funny, I had a chat with him and I said, mate, fingers in front of the eyes, like Wilco's always talking about. And he said, I played cricket with Ramiz Raja, and he will tell you I was the best fielder in the team. So it's really got him down, this dropping. I said, oh yeah, no, he hasn't told me. But what he did say is your eyes have gone.
There's a good off spinner, Alim Dar, batted well down the order. A few first-class matches as well. Hoga Saf Pakistan, so keep the country nice and clean and green. And a sweep shot from Shoaib Malik ends the over, 66 for 4.
Afridi now, he pushes them in quickly. He's got the slower one that'll turn, and that's that terrific delivery that Pollard walking back to the pavilion. So he used to bowl this really speedy delivery. I haven't seen it yet. It was almost like 130k an hour out of nowhere. He just muscle it down.
Oh, he's given this just a little air, and it's gone for 4.
Yeah, first glimpse of his hitting talent. They need a partnership. They need the 19-year-old to fire tonight, clearing the front leg, and a good pickup shot over mid-wicket.
The final 10 overs for the Kings, they went at 12 runs and over. And it's pretty well what's going to have to happen here. It's 11.33. We're in the 10th over. So it is the same expectation for the Sultans if they're to be successful tonight.
It's gone straight up in the air. How much has he got on it? He's got enough. He's got plenty on it. 6 it is.
Yeah, strong hit down the ground. That's another pretty solid blow from the 19-year-old. Saf Badr there, the balance was good. Didn't have to walk into that drive, didn't have to use his feet, was good enough and strong enough to clear the field by just sitting in the crease.
And applauded by Afridi. With his back to him, but it was applauded. So Afridi's 38. Oh, has he done him? Has he done him? Yes, he has. Afridi wants it. Afridi's got it. He's gone right through him.
A magnificent change of pace. It was quicker delivery, targeting the stumps, and Saf Badr just didn't have the presence of mind really to read it, or the skill to read it. Went for the cut shot and he had no chance in the end. Absolutely no hope in the end. Yeah, flatter, quicker, hit the pad, and then bowled out. I think it would have been an extremely good shout for leg before wicket as well. Zingers were off. That's the back leg that they're checking. And nothing wrong with that. And so Saf Badr has been dismissed. Just a glimpse of his talent that we saw in that little knock. 13 from 11, 76 for 5.
My heels. That's often when I went there that I was basically. Hardus Filyun from South Africa. And they've got a mountain of work here to do. Multan Sultans. Here's Afridi again. 10 gone, 77 for 5.
Yeah, it's looking tough now for the Multan Sultans. 112 of 59. Spin seems to be dominating the phase of play. And Afridi lends them so much of strength. In a run chase, you don't want 5 wickets to go down in the first 10 overs. That just halts the progress. Missing the stumps. Quicker delivery from Imad. So what are the options here for Shoaib Malik? He's 6 of 6. He's lost wickets. So it's going to be tough. Needs to be like an Uber. Just carry on and gather steam and pace and get over the line. Must not play him off the back foot. Must not play him through the point area. He's quick, doesn't spin the ball much, slides them in. Just 2 runs so far in this over. Wonderfully bowled. The required rate has jumped to over 12, 79 for 5. Need plenty of 4s, possibly 6s as well. 12.22 is the required rate. Afridi 2 for 15 in his 2 overs. He's so accurate. He bowls from wider of the stumps, then gets it to dip a bit, and then from that angle to spin it across towards the off stump is really a magnificent angle.
It means I reckon his leg break's turning more. I reckon it's a bit slow and it's turning more, which, you know, generally it's the toppy and the wrong end. And that's bowled through the gate. Boom, boom. Says, come back soon to Shoaib Malik.
The big fish. The skipper's got to go. Just talking him up about what he has to do to kick on, because the asking rate is over 12 and a half. So the pressure of the scoreboard mounting. It's very wide on the crease here. Shah Afridi. Look at the slider that goes on and disturbs the woodwork. It's not his wrist spin, it's that one that goes on with the angle and skids on in. Beautiful piece of bowling from Boom Boom Afridi. 6-1 down now. It's Malik for just half a dozen. It's 79 for 6. Not
It ain't working for Multan Sultans. Sohail Tanveer is a new man in, and batting looks in tatters. 110 required of 52. Afridi with a tremendous bowling spell. 3 for 15, getting it to tweak. Bowling sliders and wrong one. Completely on top of his bowling game.
Yeah, fascinating to see Boom Boom Afridi still weaving his craft and wide out on the crease, landing with that back foot. Fascinating to see in terms of getting out Pollard And now getting out Shoaib Malik. It's that back foot. Doesn't plant. Actually doesn't cut that back line. Gee, it's close though. As we're checking out the rules, the laws of the game. Oh, it's close. If that crosses it, it touches. I'll have a look at that. I want to clarify that more shortly, Rambo.
I'm just enjoying his bowling. I'm not worried about whether he's cutting the back line or not.
Where are you from?
I'm the saner one.
Keep it together.
Yeah, it is close, but he's fine. So get on with it.
Yeah, it's a great spell, that is for sure.
It's a wicket maiden from Afridi. 79 for 6. It's a great view of the stadium and a few buildings that are being built. Denley with bit of leg spin. Will he be as potent as Shahid Afridi? Afridi has been outstanding. Pollard dismissal, Malik dismissal. Both fair deliveries. So the scrutiny is on the back leg, whether that back leg is cutting the sideline, and on both occasions it's fine.
So it must be fine if it's raised. If it was actually planted, it'd be a no ball.
I think he's perfected this, Afridi. It just keeps that heel over the line. That's gone. 6. He's a very fine striker of the ball. Left-hander Sohail Tanveer has opened his account with a 6.
Not a bad way to open your account, just quietly. Starting off with a big 6. The part-time leg spin of Denley, not threatening Tanveer at all. All he is threatening is to hit a crowd catch. Pepsi catch a craw, potentially. That's a beautiful strike. Oh, he gets some width and he doesn't put that away.
Oh, direct hit would have certainly been a close affair. Still, they're going to have a referral. It was well collected by Rizwan, the keeper, on the bounce. He feels that he's secure, that they've got a real good case in their favor, and they have. The zingers are out of the groove.
Yeah. See on the big screen, he was looking up there, the Viljoen. And he's disappearing rather quickly, Hardis van Leeuwen. You could see it on the big screen before the decision was made, just for a couple. 7th one down now for 86.
38 years of age, Imran Tahir. 86 for 7. There's a slip in place. Denley will bowl the last ball of his first over. Useful over. And it's 87 for 7. Yeah, I thought it was brilliantly picked up by Rizwan. The throw was flat as well.
Oh dear. Multan fans knew it in the box. Icky's loving it to pieces.
Afridi's last over was a maiden over. Oh, there's that quicker one. Almost floored him. Imran Tahir lost his balance.
Did we get a pace on that one? That looked lightning.
140 clicks.
I was going to say 150. 126 kilometres an hour.
That's not bad at all.
That's a up-pace delivery. Seam up, boom, boom.
Afridi is the only bowler in PSL to bowl 4 maiden overs this year. Let's see whether they can deliver another 6 dots. Yeah, slower in pace this time. So from 126 clicks to maybe 80.
Well, we've got half those dots, Rambo. So not surprised that over the seasons of PSL, Afridi has racked up so many maidens. And he's in the groove, he's positive, he's enjoying his bowling, loving being here.
Just a little wide. Oh, in fact, given as a wide. That was marginal. I'm not too sure whether that was a real wide one, and Afridi is contesting the point with the umpire.
You never win that contest, do you, as a bowler?
No chance, no hope for Imran Tahir playing across the line. The ball is gripping and spinning, so when Afridi gets it to spin, you know that the pitch is helping the spinners.
Good seam though for that leg break, isn't it? Angling towards first slip. Oh, I really like spinners facing other spinners. It's competitive.
Enjoyed the spell from Afridi, because he's flighted the ball, he's bowled the faster one, the wrong ones. We've seen the entire range, the gamut of his skills, and so it's. And then he's been accurate as well. 3 for 17 against a side that plays spin better. Last one, the wrong one. He finishes his spell. 3 for 18 off his 4. 90 for 7.
Well bowled, boom, boom. Still at the top of his game with the ball. That's an absolute cracker. Going stump to stump, changing it up 3 times. The zing bowls are flying. Boom, boom, just doing what he does best.
I think that debate appears to be regarding the back foot law and landing, and whether the heel was raised when Afridi is bowling. That's well left.
It's unique, isn't it? Good leave. Pollard wicket.
Was he cutting the sideline? I think that's the point that's been debated, and he wasn't.
Yeah, I think he was fine there. Needed to see it a lot. It was close, but Pollard just maybe debating that. Side on.
Well, it's interesting because Pollard quite often... Oh, wow, that's in the slot. Great strike, 10, Veer, another 6 to him.
224th 6 of the tournament, and that must have traveled over 100 meters. This really was high and long. Hit the top tier, I think.
Come on, buddy.
Such a sweet, sweet striker, particularly that area. And it's long and straight. I don't quite see it down that angle, but certainly lots of debate about back foot landing, cutting and planting, but it's certainly not. So he's doing all right, Shah Afridi.
It's interesting because Kyle Pollard's one bowler that threatens that back foot no ball rule as well. Bowling wide of the crease. End of the 15th over, it's 97 for 7.
Match today. We've got another one following. It is all downhill here for the Multan Sultans. They've lost momentum in HBL PSL. Here we go. We've been talking a lot about this back foot no ball law. And the only point that you need to know is that if the first impact of that foot is within the return crease and not touching the line, then it is a legitimate delivery. At that point, if the toe is inside the line and it's raised and then it cuts the line, it's still legitimate. But if that first point of contact with the back foot is on that line, it's a no ball.
So after that, you can drag it onto the line and do whatever, but it's that first impact. So if it's raised, only the first impact counts.
So the law is written like this. Law 21.5, for a delivery to be fair in respect of the feet in the delivery stride. 21.5.1, the bowler's back foot must land within and not touching the return crease. So the confusion there is for those of you who think, well, the first point is within the return crease, but the foot now lands down and cuts the return crease, then that is deemed a no ball. Well, it's not, is the understanding of that law. Two slips, so they've gone ultra aggressive here, the Kings, to try and wrap it up. They've played a superb game today.
Lots of smiles for Karachi Kings, as you'd expect. It's been a happy day.
It's unusual, isn't it, to see two slips and a gully. And a bowl! There's number 8. And it is Amir with a fantastic Yorker.
Around the wicket, doesn't often go around the wicket. And he's gone straight for that Yorker. A little bit of pad on it, Imran Tahir. Got pad on it, but it dragged it onto the stumps. Reverse swing.
Beautiful seam there from Mohammad Amir, and it's the seam that took it all the way down its course. And even top order batsman can't keep that one out. Tahir 2, 98 for 8.
Junaid Khan. Now they're 3 slips. Ghali's moved to 3. Mohamed Amir, that was a beautiful delivery. It's his first wicket for the day, but it was a Yorker seam up coming back. Here we go. We've got the laws out. There is a lot of interpreting this back foot no ball. They are trying to find out what is going on and what does cutting the line mean. I think that's the point. Now, what does cutting the line, that return crease, mean? And the cutting of the line is first point of contact, cutting the line.
The wording is, isn't it? Land within and not touching. Not touching. Cutting, I think, implies the foot is on the turf. Touching, cutting. Ending, 99 for 8.
So much confusion going on. Back foot no ball. So 2 wickets remaining for the Kings to get off the park early. They're 4 overs. And it is 90 runs or 24 balls, so 22.5 runs and over. It's a conclusion that we know. And a return to form for the Kings, and that's number 9. A little bit of a juggle at mid-wicket. And Denley, he's featured in a couple of really good catches throughout the PSL. And he juggles them nicely also.
Another one, easy for Karachi this time. The angle into the right-hander from Irfan Jr. Just getting the ball to jack back in. Junaid Khan trying to smash it, but short mid-wicket in place. Denley's had a fantastic game. Gets the catch now. And it's just a brilliant performance from Karachi Kings. 99 for 9, Junaid Khan out for 1.
It is 2 for 5 and 3 for 5, and the big fella is out there. Irfan, we've got 2 tall individuals going at it. The batsman just a little tall. Perhaps he catch a crawl. We saw 2 or 3 catches taken in the stands yesterday. So last time, if you're still confused, first point of impact with the back foot inside. And because the foot is up, if he was flat-footed and everything touched at the same time and cutting the crease, no ball. Make sense? Flat-footed, first point. Could be the whole rubber on the bottom of the foot. Cutting the crease, no ball. Toe inside like that, heel raised, it's not a no ball. It's a legitimate delivery.
Brilliantly done, Slater, but there's been so much discussion about that right foot. Afridi's right foot being discussed all throughout the ground. People confused still.
Oh, he's let that one go right over the top of middle stump. The big fella thought he was bowling, trusting the bounce, extra bounce. Or was that miss the bowl? The bails. Here we go. Look, short of a good length. He just says, oh yeah, it's going to bounce enough, and it did. Good judgment, big fella.
So it's junior versus senior. होगा साफ पाकिस्तान. मिल के लगाएंगे जान.
Yeah, it's funny how you sort of get tested with the law and its interpretation, and the wording of cutting the line is the confusion, I think, there, Baz, that you can see that his heel is actually over the return crease, but that first point of impact. So pretty sure we'll have sorted it for the remainder.
Also because of the actual no ball, the popping crease, when you do that, then it's termed that your foot is behind the line, so it just confuses you a little bit more.
Exactly right. Nice ball of the over. And it has been taken to the onside. They are going to take two. And it'll bring up the 100 for Multan. Gee, it's been a struggle, hasn't it? We got off to a fairly good start, but then too many wickets. 101 for 9. Amir, he's got his last over remaining. He's going to bowl it. 1 for 17, the figures. Such an impressive Yorker to get that wicket. And he'll be bowling to Tanvir, who's 15 from 17 deliveries faced. Oh, that's out of here. That is a really good strike. He's used the angle into the pads and just gone with it.
That is Sohail Tanvir's zone over square leg. He loves lifting that ball through there. The drop kick, but slow one, and Amir, yeah, he wanted to have a word, but you've been smashed for a 6.
Staying with the one slip. Got to have the slip in there, of course. And he goes short on this occasion, Amir. Just changing the length. And there's some fiery moments in the game of cricket, we know that. And Mohammad Amir, not pleased with that shot at all. And clapping him, here we go. He's telling him what he's going to bowl. He said, well, I'll have a free hit. Top edge over the keeper, and that frustrates Amir so well. And he's going, good shot, good shot. Right back at you. Oh, a little bit fiery. Didn't get out of control.
You love that, don't you?
Well, bowler has a go. But I quite liked what Mohammad Amir was doing. He just say, oh yeah, good shot, good shot. Given that it was frustrating.
The Karachi Kings had a lot of powerful batting today. This man came in and he just, from ball 1, started hitting it out of the park. Really smashed it a long way. 29 of just 8 with huge hits. We know he's capable, we know he's powerful, but today it was all on.
Yeah, and that's why we've seen 188 scored, because they had the phases. It was a slow burn at the start, and then everyone just picked up the pace, and then you had the finisher. So, well, you could argue it was a little slow at the start. We've seen the record total for HBL PSL 3. And an outstanding display and return to form for Karachi Kings, who looked outstanding at the start of this tournament. Then they drifted off. But as Mickey Arthur said, they had that washout. There was a few days where they didn't play, and he felt that that was the reason they lost a bit of momentum, as well as he mentioned the confusion and all this emphasis on the late game and due. Talking a lot about the due and not fielding second and all, the wet ball, and he says, I think we've overplayed that. Coming up next will be Peshawar Zalmi. They need to turn things around, and Quetta Gladiators, who have got themselves going nicely.
Owner's really happy. It's been a comprehensive performance from Karachi Kings. Bowling, batting, fielding, set up by that huge total.
Free slips again. Good bowling. There's the York. Always hard for a guy 7 foot to keep them out, but he does. 110 for 9. Through the legs, nearly hitting leg stump. That was nearly it, all over.
Still going, it'll probably go all night. We've seen lots of discussions about Afridi's back foot. It's just everybody needs clarification. So maybe they should have a press conference or a huge round table conference.
Now, I think with these sort of practical things, you need to get out there to the middle, you need to get on that return crease, and you need the official to show exactly. With a foot that's okay, which is Afridi's, and a foot that's cutting the line, therefore back foot no ball.
Yeah, just stats with the back end of this tournament moving on. We've seen a lot of more batsmen timing the ball better. Especially the overseas players now have got in terms or in sync with the pace of the pitch or the conditions, and we've seen what they're capable of. The scoring rate has gone up, the runs have gone up, and batting first has been the preference now, and maybe it's just getting used to all these foreign conditions, and we'll see more big scores from here on in.
And they all come from different parts of the world, as you say. They've just come out of playing, let's say, Big Bash League in Australia, on Australia's quicker, bouncier pitches, and whether it's the West Indies, whether it's the pitches in Pakistan in the domestic competition, you're right. It does take a little bit of time to get used to the pace and bounce. Oh, it's down the throat of the man in the deep, but it'll be a no ball, I think, because of the height. And now there's a run out. So the umpires are going to confer and just work out what has actually gone on there.
Celebrations in the Karachi camp, but debate on whether this is high enough to be legitimate or low enough to be legitimate delivery. So probably go upstairs and ask.
Oh, here we go. More interpretation. Either the end of the match or it'll be called a no ball. They'll have taken the single. Well, they didn't take the single in the end, and it will be a free hit the next one. So that's what we're trying to work out right now. So the height needs to be above waist for it to be a no ball. You be the judge. It's coming down, it's coming down. I think that's going to be borderline. Your interpretation, Baz?
Borderline. We need Alan Wilkins to give his interpretation. Yeah, no ball. So it's a free hit. And it's another chance for Sohail Tanveer to hit a maximum. He has the most sixes in PSL 3 for a batsman of number 8 and below. No ball. Well, writing's on the wall, but at least Tanveer has a chance to swing from the hip.
Oh, nicely played down the ground. He really did get hold of that. So he's utilised the free hit. It's all too late, but it's a lusty blow with a straight blade.
The highest scorer in this innings is Sohail Tanveer, and a fantastic flat 6 down the ground. Does possess the quality of hitting these maximums, but that's one of his better ones.
A bit more aggression there, Irfan Jr. He follows it up with a bit of a walk-through and a stare. One ball remaining in the 19th. Might be frustrated. He thought it was not a no ball. It's a good length there, that Yorker. Never out of his ground. And he did the right thing, I think, Tanveer, just getting away from the stumps.
For Multan Sultans, this will mean that they've got just 9 points after 9 games. And this game all down to Shahid Khan Afridi's brilliant spell.
Another one of those shots straight over the keeper's head. Couple of bounces into the rope. And further frustration for the bowler, but I think the Kings will be fairly relaxed. 1-2-1 for 9. Tanveer, would you believe he's the highest scorer in the Multan side, 34 from 29. They just didn't have enough going on at the top. It just was an okay power play. Then 3 and 4 wickets fell very quickly, and it just took any substance out of the run chase. It slows you up. You lose your key middle order players, and it's just so hard. So we've shown Tom Moody and Wazam Akram a couple of times in the dugout. They're very neutral in their body language, so it's not like you see Tom Moody shaking his head or getting too animated. No, they'll be thinking how to turn things around, how to try and reinvigorate the side, because they've played well. They're on 9 points. The last couple of performances have been well below par. Here's Usman.
Oh, chance at the non-striker's end. Got a chance maybe the end of the game right there. So El Tanvir wanted the strike. He's hitting them well. Imad Wasim maybe just got back, but just on that, they looked as if they were the runaway group winners, Multan, when they started. And it's just fascinating with these longish tournaments in T20, how many twists and turns within the team or within the teams come about.
Oh, the French cut, always effective. Yeah, it's the side you're up against who has the most complete 40 overs out there that's going to win the game most of the time. Occasionally you might get lucky and not play well for 5 overs and have an individual or two who can recover from that. But it's the teams like Lahore that just can't piece 20 overs with the bat together, 20 overs with the ball together. And that's where they've let themselves down. They probably play a good 10-10. They've really competed for, say, 10 overs with the bat and a lot in the field. So it's just that complete package you're after. And Multan at the moment, they're just off in the completion of a match.
Yeah, a bit of thinking to do, because at one stage they were deemed favourites to top the group. Karachi's just come back, important victory here for them, and just seems as if Multan have just gone off the boil a tad.
Chance of a run out. Oh, great finish for the Kings. Denley the man. And it was bang on target. Irfan, the big fella, was trying to get some gusto out in those legs. And he doesn't get there. In fact, with the length of arms, there was no sliding of the bat. So that will complete the innings. And a big, big win to Karachi Kings.
Complete performance from Karachi, and Denley, who started with the bat, has the final say with a direct hit. Mickey Arthur extremely happy. It's one of their better performances this PSL 3, with the bat setting it up, and then with the ball they were pretty lethal. Shahid Khan Afridi was terrific with his bowling. So important he is to this bowling unit. That middle over starves everyone of runs, gets wickets. Joe Denley at point. He's had a fantastic day with the bat and throwing down the stumps just to make sure that Karachi bowl Multan Sultans out.
Yeah, Mickey Arthur smiling again. He was a little worried, he was a little tense before this game. A chat, and we're talking about the dew in the second game of the day. How impactful is that? We both decided that it was maybe overplayed a bit, and don't get away from what you do well, which is set the pace. But they were sent in, and that's what the Kings enjoy doing. So I think Multan and the decision to chase has very much worked for the Kings. Brilliant with the ball, Shay.
Karachi Kings remain upwardly mobile, and it was a very, very comfortable and comprehensive win tonight for them against the opponents. Now to the presentation party. We've got Mr. Mansoor Masood Khan, Member Board of Governors, Pakistan Cricket Board. Mr. Ahmed Farooq, Head of Retail and Marketing, HBL UAE. Mr. Farhan Faridi, Group Head, Retail Distribution, Jubilee Life Insurance. Mr. Tom Moody, Head Coach, Multan Sultans, and Mr. Salman Iqbal, Karachi Kings franchise owner. First, may I now request Mr. Tom Moody to present the Hanif Mohammed cap to Kumar Sangakkara for being the current highest run scorer of the HBL PSL. 268 runs for Kumar. Mr. Farhan Faridi will give the Jubilee Insurance Best Batsman of the Match cash award of $2,500 goes to Joe Denley. There's a signed ball for Uber Fan of the Match to be signed by a Man of the Match award winner. Shahid Afridi, for his wonderful bowling performance, gets it. Mr. Mansoor Masood Khan to give the HBL PSL Man of the Match trophy to Shahid Afridi. Shahid, the trophy first. And Mr. Ahmed Farooq to give the HBL PSL Man of the Match award, $4,500, of course. आइए पठान अभी भी माशाल्लाह रिस्क में जान है, स्पिन हो रही है, विकेटें मिल रही हैं, आपको मुबारक हो.
आई थिंक रमीज भाई अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह कंडीशन है सूट कर रही थी स्पिनर्स को और मेन फोकस यही था कि बॉलिंग का अच्छा होना हमारे मिडिल में बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी था, इसलिए उनके बीच के बैट्समैन 4-5 बैट्समैन वो हैं जो क्योंकि मैचेस जितवा रहे हैं उनको. लेकिन आई थिंक मैं क्रेडिट दूंगा बाबर की आउटस्टैंडिंग इनिंग, कॉलिन और जॉय की इनिंग की वजह से हम ये टोटल कर सके.
थोड़ी सी फिलॉसफी अगर बॉलिंग की समझे, शायद वाइडर एंगल यूज़ करते हैं आप, तेज़ बॉल भी आपने किया, गुगली भी की और एक्यूरेट भी थे. आप समझते हैं कि सब चीज़ें आज क्लिक हुई?
रमीज़ भाई अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह जो प्लान था उस हिसाब से हुआ है प्लान. और आई थिंक T20 मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि ज़्यादातर चीज़ों को सिंपल रखूँ, लेकिन कभी कभार जब बैट्समैन जब स्कोर लगा हुआ होता है तो उसने भी चांस लेना होता है, तो मैं डिफरेंट वेरिएशन करने की कोशिश करता हूँ ताकि बैट्समैन ये ना फोकस करे कि एक लेग स्पिन ही किए जा रहे हैं.
ओपन नहीं करनी
रमीज़ भाई वो भी अचानक ही करा दी और कोई प्लान नहीं है, नीचे नंबर की वेट कर रहे हैं कि इंशाल्लाह बैटिंग में भी करूँ.
कैसा फील कर रहे हैं? कराची किंग्स कराची के लिए तैयार है फाइनल के लिए?
वेल रमीज़ भाई मैचेस अगर आप इस तरह के मैचेस जीतोगे जो अच्छी टीमों के खिलाफ अगर आप जीतते हो तो आपको ऑलरेडी कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल आपका हाई होता है. हर मैच हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. लास्ट जो मैच हम हारे हैं वो भी फील्डिंग की वजह से हारे हैं, तो मैं ये समझता हूँ कि फील्डिंग ही हमें ये टूर्नामेंट जितवाएगी.
बहुत आला बॉलिंग परफॉर्मेंस.
इसके बाद
Afridi, the Man of the Match award winner. Shoaib Malik, thank you. We've got a few words with you. शोएब साहब, थोड़ा फिर से मामला नरम रहा आज.
हाँ जी, ये गेम का हिस्सा है. आप जीतते भी हैं, आप हारते भी हैं, लेकिन आई थिंक अपनी मिस्टेक से आप लर्न करते हैं, बट दिस इज़ नॉट एंड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड.
बिल्कुल. कहाँ गलती ज़्यादा हुई?
बॉलिंग में मैं समझता हूँ थोड़ा सा हम लोगों ने थोड़े ज़्यादा रन्स दे दिए, और बैटिंग में थोड़ा ये था कि जब भी आप बड़ा टोटल चेस कर रहे हो, सो अगर आप अर्ली विकेट्स दे दें और तो उसमें जो है वो टफ़ हो जाता है. अगर विकेट्स इन हैंड हो तो फिर आपके पास चांस होता है कि आप कोई सा भी टारगेट जो है उसको अवेल कर सकें.
बॉलिंग प्लान्स को आप मेरे ख्याल से रीविजिट करना चाहेंगे ज़रूर आज के मैच के बाद. पिच के मुतालिक क्या ख्याल है? बैटिंग सेकंड में आप समझते हैं गेंद थोड़ा ग्रिप ज़्यादा करता है स्पिनर्स के लिए?
नहीं, अगर देखें तो अर्ली ऑन थोड़ा सा पिच था क्योंकि फ्रेश पिच था और उस पर बॉल थोड़ा सा चल रहा था. बट हैविंग सेड दैट मस्ट गिव क्रेडिट टू कराची किंग्स के जो बैट्समैन खेले, स्पेशली बाबर आजम और डेनले. उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी पार्टनरशिप लगाई और उसके बाद जहां एक्सेलरेट की ज़रूरत थी उन्होंने वो किया.
चलें, नेक्स्ट टाइम और हिम्मत पकड़े.
थैंक यू.
शोएब मलिक, द मुल्तान सुल्तान्स कैप्टन, एंड may I invite the winning captain, Imad Wasim. Imad sir, well done. It was a real good team effort tonight.
Yes, we needed that victory because we were under pressure for the last two games, but we sat together and we thought we should give it a go, and we won convincingly. That's very good.
Batting first did work then. I mean, it was important how the platform was set up by Joe Denley, and your number 3 batsman also looked in very good form, Babar Azam.
I think batting first is the go-through in this tournament and even in T20s. I think runs on the board is very important, and then the things get very easy. But credit goes to Joe Denley, Babar Azam, unbelievable, and then Ingram. It was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, you like to use Ingram low down the order. I mean, what is his role?
Ramesh bhai, he just bats number 3 or number 4 wherever we need it because he's a very good hitter of spinner as well. So I believe your best batsman has to play more balls. So I think this was his job today. It was fantastic, but I want to see him scoring big runs.
How happy are you with the bowling performance?
It was fantastic. I think first 3-4 overs we were under pressure, but we thought we get a couple of wickets. Their batting lineup was a bit weak because they played with 5 bowlers. So we thought if we get a couple of wickets, we can put them under pressure, which we did.
And on a seriously lighter note, what about that needle between Ahmed Shahzad and Mohammad Amir? What was that all about?
It just happens in cricket. You want to win for your franchise, so you just go hard at it. It doesn't matter at the end because we want to get him out. He's a good player.
Yeah, absolutely. We loved it from up there. Well done and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Imad Wasim, the winning captain, and that ends the presentation ceremony as well.